So I don't know if it's coming across on camera how dirty these guys are. I don't think it is. This is an ongoing rescue situation. There are 10 girls in here, and then I have our little man, Ernie, who by now you've probably seen posted on Instagram. Yeah, it's you really, unless I pick them up and hold them, you're not going to see how absolutely filthy they are. They reek. They smell so bad. So this is an ongoing situation. The situation is that, well, let me backtrack. We're currently closed to intakes. And I mean, I've said that before, but this time it's for me. We have to be, we can't take on any extra. So I am currently scheduled for hip replacement surgery on May 12th. And because of that, I personally can't house any extra guinea pigs here in addition to what I already have. My first thought when I found out that I had to have hip replacement surgery was, oh my God, what about the animals? You know, it's been really, you know, it's hard to realize that I'm not going to be able for a little bit to do the level of care that I need. And I'm already, this past year, it's been a struggle. Not since December. It's really, my mobility is drastically reduced. I'm in a lot of pain on a regular basis. Oh my God, you guys are ravenous. Oh geez. Okay, hold on. Okay, we're back with more veggies. And I don't want this video to be like about my personal issues, but I just feel like that it helps explain a little bit why we have to be on a hard no intake. For the weekend, we got an email from a member of the public who basically said that she's like, I don't know much about guinea pigs, but I know that they probably shouldn't be living in a hole in the ground. And she explained that she was walking her dog and came across these guinea pigs. I now know that the story's way more complicated than that, and that these guinea pigs were likely placed there by someone that is an unhoused person. There is a homeless encampment nearby. I immediately said, you know, can you give us a location? We can go out and look. I mean, I know from having worked with animal control that they're not going to send really anyone out to look for a bunch of guinea pigs in a hole. I said, here's my phone number, reach out to me. So we didn't hear from her for a few days. We knew that, like, if anything, we could go out there and try to catch them, and didn't hear from her for a few days, and then heard from her yesterday, and the story just gets wild. My conclusion is that these people know who placed these guinea pigs in a hole. It sounds like they tried to hollow out the ground and make it sort of like a makeshift cage. And it's horrible. And you can tell they've been living in the dirt. Like, so the woman that had contacted us said that they managed to get 13 of them, and that there were still more out there. And I said, okay, let's see if we can get the rest of them. I still didn't get a exact location, so we couldn't send. We had already sent someone out to the area that we thought that they were at, and she couldn't find anything. And so we were just really, this was all dependent on this person telling us the exact location. She was able to get the 13 volunteers of ours went down and pick them up last night. So luckily, I guess I can say it. I mean, because if I post this, then that means it's already happened. But luckily, LA Guinea Pig Rescue agreed to take this group. Now, there are still somewhere floating around. I feel like the story doesn't make any sense as I'm telling it, because it doesn't make any sense when I heard it. So these guys were the ones that were taken in by the lady who contacted us. What I was told is that there were still maybe 13 to 20 more out there. As of yesterday, those pigs are missing. I think that these unhoused people who were keeping them there got scared when this original group was taken, and they were afraid animal control was going to come down on them, and they moved them, they hid them. They won't tell us. And so this is a very tricky ongoing situation, because my concern right now is the remaining pigs. These guys are the lucky ones. And unfortunately, so 13 total were saved. We were able to get 11. 2 of them are a male, a little young, maybe 3-month-old male and female. One of the unhoused people wants to keep the 2 young ones, male and female, and threatened violence to my volunteers who went down there to pick up the pigs. They threatened to fight if we tried to take the other 2 guinea pigs. So yeah, this is a really shitty situation. I don't know how else to say it without cussing. It's a shitty situation, and it's ongoing, and it doesn't make any sense because the stories are all over the place. And we're still going to try to see if we can convince that lady who wanted to fight to give up the male and female baby, because it's just, I don't know, it's sickening thinking that those pigs are stuck in that situation. There are additional pigs somewhere out there that I hope they're okay. But the rescue is keeping Ernie. We all absolutely fell in love with him, and Rebecca, who is one of our foster and adoption coordinators and volunteer, is going to foster him and see him through his glow-up journey, and then he will be available for adoption. And he is just like too cute. I was staring at him last night and taking pictures, and I sent his picture to the group, and everyone was just like, oh my god, he's so cute, and he's just got a big personality. And Rebecca was like, you know what, I can't squeeze in, I don't have a big enough cage for a pair of pigs, or big enough space for a pair, but I can definitely squeeze him in. And so thankfully he's gonna stay with us. So I'm very, very, very grateful. And the rest of you guys are being picked up shortly. You're going to go to LA Guinea Pig Rescue. I want you guys to support them, because this is 10 guinea pigs that could potentially turn into 50 if these girls are pregnant. They will definitely need donations. You know, this is, even though they're a huge rescue in comparison to us, it's still all about resources needed to care for these guys. And if you want to support us, you can definitely always use items off of our wish list. We also, a couple weeks ago, took in a medical pair from East Valley Shelter, and again, closed intakes, and here we are still desperately, you know, taking in pigs. And I wish we weren't faced with these kind of choices. All right, I'm gonna go, and I don't even know if I'll ever post this video, and it was a long rambling story. And yesterday, trust me, when I was on the phone and I heard, oh my god, what, the rest of these guys are missing, and I'm hearing like crazy stories, I was like, this is like, I can't make this stuff up, and I don't even know how to explain it. If they weren't so filthy, I would think someone was making it up at this point. But they're disgusting. They look like they've been living in a dirt hole. And they've been starving. They're fighting over food. It's just, it's madness. It's absolute madness. And Ernie You are fabulous, and you finished almost a whole bowl of pellets. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. I'm not sure when I'll post this, but we'll talk to you soon. I'll post links. I do want you guys to go over to LA Guinea Pig Rescue, and they will most likely be posting the bathing and ivermectin and all that, the intake health checks for all of these guys. All right, see you guys in the next one.